the set of EastEnders, and in fact, we're down here as well. We really are here, as you can see us. Every day this week we've been here, we have had the most fantastic time. We have been treated like royalty, haven't we?
We have. It's been truly incredible to be behind the scenes here at
And this
EastEnders.
really is. This is a sneaky preview of exactly behind the scenes. But just for a moment, did you see last night's show? It was fantastic. I just loved it. Now, what we'd like you to do is suspend disbelief just for a moment.
Well done.
I got a dupe!
Isn't he after that? Anyway, let's have a look at what else is coming up today.
She resisted the Mitchells' charms and headed back to South Africa, but Gillian Taylforth is more than happy to be on her way back to Walford. It's the turn of the century, that wedding and that lie, in today's classic clips of EastEnders 15 years. We've had the tears and the tantrums, but today it's the parties, a good old EastEnders knees up. And one of you will be sailing away for a luxury cruise in the grand final of our postcard from EastEnders competition. And here is how your morning looks. Don't forget, you can talk to your fave stars at 10 to 12. And the number to call is 0990 100 755. 0990 100 755 if you would like to speak to any of the stars that are joining us this morning. And I'm delighted to say we've waited the whole week to get you two. It is so good to have Pat and Roy, Pam and Tony. Welcome back to your own porter cabin.
Yes,
Thanks, Gaby.
Yeah. Can I just ask you about the doofs? We just did that as a bit of a comedy moment.
You didn't get the close-up, Gaby.
Oh, didn't I get the close-up?
No, you didn't.
I thought
Sorry.
So. Is there true about the doofs and the close-ups that everybody sort of wants that moment?
Well, I don't know everybody, but it's nice when you get one.
It's nice when you get one because it means it's something to do with a big storyline that's going on.
That's right,
obviously that's
my
nice.
Kids love it.
Do they?
Yeah, they love it.
Dad, you got the doofs.
Yeah, you got a doof.
So what is it like being a show again with you two? We had the lovely Blossom and Jules in yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were established actors before they joined EastEnders. And obviously both of you, I mean, I've seen you in TV, in many things, and films and stage. Was it difficult to make the decision to join a soap, both of you?
You speak first.
Well, obviously, as an actor, you're not used to being tied down to something for a long time. You might do a West End run for a year or whatever. But it is a big decision to say, yes, I'll tie myself down. You don't know how long it's going to go on for. That's not our decision. That's the management decision.
Oh, I hope you two go on forever.
Oh, bless you.
But so it is
really. It is a strange feeling, actually, to be, funnily enough, secure, if you like.
As an actor, Do you worry about people frowning on, and other actors frowning on this daft thing about, oh, you're in a soap? Because people still stupidly have that reaction.
You don't get nearly as much of it nowadays, do you?
No, I think...
Really, you don't?
And I've spoken to a lot of
generous.
actually very established, serious actors who say, sorry, couldn't do it. Couldn't do that turnaround. It's too quick. You know, taking on 6 scripts a week, actually, because you know you're working on 6, if not completing 6 a week.
Yes.
So you've got a lot of learning to do, and you know, a lot of actors couldn't cope with that. They need their 3 weeks, 5 weeks rehearsal.
Yes.
So
there's not the snobbery, you know, anymore about soaps and things like that. There really isn't. Most people I know, fellow actors, they're so generous in their praise, and they're not madly envious, but they'd love to be there doing it, really. But as Pam says, a lot of them do say it is the turnaround would frighten them. It frightened me before I came in, I tell you.
Yes, I was going to say.
It's amazing.
Do you think,
then you get there and you start doing it, and it really does seem to work. For me, going back to your earlier question, it wasn't such a problem for me, you see. I was in my late 50s, you see, when I came into the show. Less of a problem when you're getting to an age in the autumn years, shall we say. And for me, I thought it came at exactly the right time. It was lovely.
The biggest problem is the brain power.
Exactly.
You take longer to learn.
Yeah.
But 6 a week, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, I have a problem learning everybody's names, let alone 6 scripts. I don't know how actors do it.
Oh, it's funny, and I think the brain is a muscle like any other in the body, and the more you use it, the you know, the better honed it gets.
Have you got sort of tips for actors out there? You know, how to learn a script quickly?
Sorry, just work.
Yeah, do your homework. Do your homework.
I wish sleep learning worked. I don't know whether it does. I haven't tried it.
Oh, what, having them on the headphones?
Yeah, that'd be great.
No.
Now, how about your characters? Have you ever had any say in... I mean, because the storylines, you've had some incredibly powerful... I mean, you've, apart from hitting most people and hating most people and then liking them...
And being married to most people.
And being married to them, and being the... You know, it's incredible, all of the things that Pat's been through. And Roy as well. Some
far less than my lady here, yeah.
But deeply personal storylines. Did you have any say in them? Did you know about the Viagra storyline?
No, that came out of the blue. And... you know, they took me to one side and said, "No, how about playing this? Do you feel happy about doing that?" And I said, "Of course, it's a very good, very strong storyline, so I was happy to do it."
But Tony, that came out of, I mean, it was organic, wasn't it? It came out of a situation which was already there. Yeah. And funnily enough, the situation, if I may say this, I don't know on and off the record, is that his impotence was created so that I wouldn't... So that I, in a funny way, when I slept with Frank, when Frank came back, I wouldn't have been disloyal to Frank.
Yes.
So when Frank first came back and we got it together that Christmas, I hadn't slept with him, although we were together. So that's why it was there.
That's why it was there. And then later on, people looked at it.
We thought, what do we do with it? Now it's there. What, you can't really be too graphic on screen, you know.
It wasn't imposed on the thing. It was there, already waiting. Why? And then we got a lovely storyline.
It was very beautifully handled, all of that, though. No, really. And I have to say, I'm going to be talking to one of the writers later on, and I think they write the show beautifully.
Oh, they do.
Oh, they do it.
And you perform them all absolutely outstandingly. So thank you for giving us all these years of enjoyment. And you're going to stay with us for the phone-in?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Sure. 0990 100 755, 0990 100 755. But I'm just going to be going down the street here to meet a wonderful June Brown, of course, Dot Cotton. At 11:30, the EastEnders Guide to Parties had a potty on down. 11:35, All Saints say how they feel about EastEnders. At 11:40, postcard competition final. Who'll be going to the Med? And at 10 to 12, talk to the stars. They are all here this morning and you can talk to them. Everybody loves Dot Cotton. And look, I can't believe it. I know it's June Brown, but she's in full Dot Cotton regalia.
Yes, well, my style's gone wrong, darling. I was trying to sort of get it done before you came. Do you like my mirror?
Oh, look, so is that Dot Cotton's mirror?
Yes, Dot's mirror, that one. It's a little fan.
That is very Dot, isn't it?
It's very Dot.
What else does Dot have in her handbag?
Lottery tickets.
Yes.
And a purse. And my cards. Cigarette lighters, hankies. Oh, that's not a hanky, no. 2 hankies. I got that one.
Oh, that's very Dot.
And that's Dot's hanky.
That's a bit scary, that one.
Well, it's lovely. It's got daisies on. Nice.
And of course you are wearing Dot's outfit. June was very worried that people might think that this was really how you dress.
Oh yes, I always go out like this.
And actually there's this bizarre myth about your hair, that it is not real. It's
I know, well I've just been trying, it's all gone funny, did you notice? Walking over here got blown, so I've got holes in it, but normally it's very smooth and lovely. It's my hair, you know it's my hair.
I know it's your hair. But yeah, do you do it yourself or do you have the ladies?
No, I can't do it. I just tell them how. I just moan at them all the time. That's not right, this bit's not right. But I couldn't do it myself. No.
Do you moan all? Why? What do you do? What are you doing?
Well, if you don't, excuse me, if you don't want your lipstick to come off, you see, when you're like this, then you have to use a straw for your coffee.
See, all the top tips, carry an orange hanky around, drink a coffee out of a straw.
That was from a makeup girl, my daughter, actually, when she was a makeup girl. She'd say, here you are, mother.
Lovely daughter.
Here you are, mother. She'd say, yeah, that one. She'd say, here's a straw.
That's a good idea. Thanks for the top tips. See, everything. We now learn everything from June Brown. Now, June, I know you are Dot. It's very confusing because I do want to call you Dot.
I don't mind if you do, because I really don't. I never take offence at
I know, you're such a lovely lady. You really are. But you are. But you're one of these people.
I'm not. I'm in terrible temper today. I mean, you're lucky. Are you? Yes, you're lucky I'm smiling.
Why are you in a terrible temper?
I don't know. I just am.
Is it one of those days?
One of those weeks.
Oh, is it? Why? Just a bit of everything?
I shan't say, because that would be EastEnders revealed. So it's the... Oh, I shouldn't mention that. Yes, of course I can mention that programme.
You are so fantastic. Now, I want to ask you about the fact that you are one of the only people in EastEnders who is in many other dramas at the same time, because you're in Gone and Congratulations for that.
Oh, thank you, but not many.
Well, yes, and you did the thing with Robson Green, didn't you?
Well, I wasn't actually in EastEnders at the time.
Yeah, but you do alongside, don't you?
I was having my... I do try, yes, indeed, I do.
But you're not going to leave... Can I just please... You're not going to stop being Dot, are you?
I don't know.
Please don't.
Well, I don't know, do I?
You are. Well, you just won Personality of the Year, and you are, you know, the funniest.
Well, I don't know how I
character.
did that, dear, because I haven't been out for ages. I'm not the most sparkling. I'm not like you, full of energy. In fact, I thought if you were going to be full of energy, I was just going to say, calm down, Gaby, because I can't
She did this morning when she came here.
I was going to say, I can't be doing with all that, dear, I'm tired.
She said, just calm down. Now, somebody else who comes and goes, and she's just outside the door. Gillian, where are you?
She's here, actually.
Come and join us.
Listening to her around.
Come and join us.
She's used to this set, aren't you? I don't think I've ever been.
Oh, that's we're in Phil's dining room.
Brings back so many memories.
That's what I thought. I thought, here she is again.
Yeah.
I thought, I've never been in.
You really are. You've never been in this set?
No.
I don't invite you
well,
over
I
to dinner or
don't call it a
anything.
set. I've never been in this flat.
Of course,
is it
no,
a
the flat.
Is it a
house?
maisonette, a flat, or a house?
It's a house.
It's become a house,
yes, it's
has
a house,
it?
yes.
I think it was a flat once. Don't tell anybody.
It was, yes, but now we've got the whole...
Yeah, sorry, I must hold it with the other
It's your
hand.
straw, love.
Now you, Gillian,
Yes.
come and go in EastEnders often, which is great because, you know, I've said it to you many times when I've met you on TV. I just think that the square misses Kathy when you're on there.
that's
Really, but I
lovely.
really
Oh,
mean
thank
it.
you.
I'm not just saying it because you're here. And when you come back, it just sort of feels complete again.
Oh, that's lovely to know, yeah.
Yes,
Isn't it?
well,
I
you're
like
not
that.
here, though, are you?
No.
So what's the story then?
Well,
How can you come and go then? How does
it's
that
just,
work?
I feel very privileged and honoured that they've kept it open for me, which is lovely for me as an actress now, because I don't mind coming and going. If there's good storylines, there's a reason to come back, then why not? You know, as any mother would do, come to visit her son and grandchildren. So I don't think there's any reason to not come back.
And how
So it's
much
lovely.
warning do they give you as an actress? I mean, do they phone you up and say, in 6 months we want you back, or is it a case of we've just changed the story?
Well, for the very first time I came back, it was one of those ones that when Ross had decided to leave, and so it was, could you do us a favour and come back for this storyline? I thought, well, get Snog Grant Mitchell, why not come back? So I did.
Don't believe her. It's all show.
I thought, yeah, that'd be lovely, nice storyline. And then obviously I was going to come back anyway for the wedding.
Yeah.
So that was, you know, they'd already asked me about 6 to 8 months before that about the wedding, so I was going to do that anyway.
And you had nice clothes for a
And I got a
change.
hat this time as well.
hat.
I got a hat out the BBC.
She's changed now.
Yeah.
She's been over to South Africa.
Yeah,
So
she's
do,
gone back.
do you know of any future storylines? I mean, I know you can't tell us.
No.
I'm going to be asking Debbie, the writer, in a moment. But do you know if you're going to be coming back again?
No, not at all at the moment. I mean, Adam always says to me, oh, Mum, when are you coming back? When you...
Isn't he a nice guy?
Oh, he's
what
lovely.
a nice guy.
Yeah, and he's lovely.
Oh, he's
and everybody,
lovely.
but it's just his acting, you see. They think that's what he's
What a
really
great
like, but he's
actor.
not exactly. It's just he's such
He
a
likes
wonderful,
being nasty, 'cause
lovely
I've told him
lad.
about it. I've said to him, look, Adam, you know, you must be nicer and, you know, more attractive and all that, 'cause look at all these things they say about him. But, you know, but he won't.
He's
He
such
likes
a
me.
lovely lad.
Yeah.
He's
But
so
I've
lovely.
been saying that all
favourite.
week. We were here with Wendy Richard, and I said, I hate Ian Beale. And she was, no. And I said, no, it's not Adam, it's Ian Beale.
He's such a, I mean, what a character. I mean, he is to lie.
but he
the
was
things
nice, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
You know,
it's,
I mean,
it's
he
his
was a
father's
nice
side of the
son.
family it gets that from, I'm afraid. Don't do it for me. The nasty side is from his father.
Just quickly.
Just joking.
Well, maybe. Just now, can we just go back to the very beginning? You were very young, and they didn't know if you were going to be old enough to be Adam
That's
Woodyart's
right,
mother, did
the
they?
very first time I went at the audition, they were sitting there with calculators saying, well, could she be old enough? And she's got to have this lad of this age, and she's got to be this age, and put your hair out and put your hair down and do it to the side and see if we can make you look old. And I said, look, I'll just have a couple of late nights. That'll do it, you know. But, yeah, I got the part at the end. It was lovely. But I had about 3 auditions for it.
You
in
had
the
your
end,
hair
yeah.
all over your face, so what did it matter?
What did it matter, yeah. I was always stuck out, yeah, on the lot, wasn't I?
Pete used to say to her, you know, they always see you back for you, they'll get a shock, they won't know who you are.
You'll be able to go out forever, he
You
said.
did. You had that mohair jumper when it all started.
And the woolly hat. Do you remember I looked like that lady in the advert? Knockout. Put me in the most atrocious stuff. I
did tell you today that we had some of the best people on this show
Tank top.
joining us this morning, and you're going to stick around both for the phone in as well, aren't you?
Are we?
Yes, I usually. How did I know that you
I'll
would say
phone
that?
you up, you can phone me up, yeah.
0990 100 755 0990 100 755 if you'd like to speak to these two. The two you've just met, or all the rest you're going to meet, including Michael Greco. Oh, yes, ladies. They've all been asking me about him. Anyway, now it's time to go to Jeremy. Everyone
I might
loves him
phone
too.
us.
He's outside.
Get on with it.
Well, now, you may remember on Tuesday when I was sitting in Albert Square with Ross Davidson, there were lots of fake daffodils. Well, I've managed to track down where those fake daffodils are grown. Yes, I'm being joined now by Eddie Smith, Albert Square's very own Mother Nature, who's going to explain to us why he has to use fake flowers. So we've got a whole load of fake flowers here, haven't we, Eddie?
Yes.
So what's the reason for needing fake flowers?
Well, because they're so far in front of us, and you can't get the real stuff at the time, so we start to use artificial stuff.
Because how many weeks in advance do they record? Is it 6, 8?
Six, sometimes 8 in front. But we start off with pansies, and then we can get polyanthus later on and put in with the pansies. So when the pansies stop,
right,
we go on to the daffodils, which are
those ones? Now, there's quite a few in the square at the moment. Will you ever get real ones in the square?
Oh, no, not daffodils, no. Because by the time they're finished shooting that lot on the square,
yeah,
you're into other plants. Daffodils are finished.
Have gone, so they're always fake?
Always fake.
Oh, isn't that a shame?
Well, in actual fact, one year I did do it. I
put the real McCoys in?
In black plastic bags underneath there.
Oh, well done. And did they like them?
And yes, we made a frame to keep the frost away from them.
Fantastic, but that isn't the only thing, is it, daffodils?
Oh, no.
Because you've got the hanging baskets down here.
Yes.
So
yes.
let's just have a quick look at those, because now these are the hanging baskets.
Yes.
That are actually outside the Queen Vic, aren't they?
These go outside the Queen Vic. This is actually the real stuff.
And that's real?
This is real.
Oh,
yes. See,
that's good.
This has been brought on. My wife does all this, the baskets and that for me.
Oh, right.
And the troughs behind you there. But this has all been brought on here in the greenhouse, out of the cold frame, into the greenhouse, and you put all different types of stuff.
And then you dress the Queen Vic in all its splendour for the summer.
That's it.
But you've got inside plants as well, haven't you?
Yes, I've got plants for inside.
Because now this one was behind me yesterday when I was on the set in Steve Owen's flat, wasn't it?
Steve Owen's flat, that's right, yes. And that fella, yes.
So how many plants do you end up having to grow every year for the show?
Well, in actual fact, I don't grow this sort of stuff. This sort of stuff's brought in. All these big rubber plants and cheese plants and all that. Well, the actual thing, what I grow, is these.
Oh right, fantastic.
Now this was in Dot's place.
In Dot's place.
Yes, she has 2 of these.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and from that.
You spin on. Well, I'm going to have to stop you there, unfortunately, because we're winding out of time, and it's that magical moment, guys, where I'm going to give you the final instalment of Jeremy's Journal. Take a look at this, because in here you've got the final comeuppance for good old Ian Beale. Take a look. Who says EastEnders is always doom and gloom?
Bodies in unison. Oh, I say, it's disgusting.
You can always count on Dot to raise a few smiles.
That's right, clear off. We don't want none of your business round here.
Either you go of your own free will.
When Terry first showed his face, he certainly wasn't a popular man.
I mean, look at you, boozing it up the second you're out of hospital. Some cheap tart in tow.
What?
Change, don't give me that.
What did you call me?
Keep out of this, will you?
And are you talking to all of a sudden?
My son! Oh, no, you're not. Not in this pub, anyway. Grant, look, you see, you're not welcome here. So, Grant, please. Now.
Tony.
And even Irene's arrival caused a few shockwaves.
He sent you, I suppose.
What are you talking about?
He just doesn't give up,
No, listen, you little toe rag.
Mum?
The Jacksons all decided it was time to leave the square, but thankfully some of them would return to provide more drama later.
No, I'm all right, thanks, Helen.
Because you didn't think...
Speaking of returners...
You only ever think about yourself.
Ian had to face his nemesis once more.
And don't ever stop looking over your shoulder, because I am going to get my children back. All of them.
Don't you just love it?
I'm really going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too.
In 1998, good old Nigel found new love and moved to Scotland. Ah.
Nigel, babe.
You're the best thing that ever happened to me.
Luckily for us, we don't need to worry too much. When Kathy Mitchell leaves, we know she will be coming back.
Let me give you some friendly, neighbourly advice, Grant.
1998 was also a year of new faces, and one of them certainly made an impact. It's a brave man who can stand up to Grant, and an incredibly scarce woman who can resist him. He well and truly sealed the fate of his marriage to Tiffany. There was no way back. Steve Owen may be a smooth talker from a great band of the 80s, but he's taken his role of lady killer too literally. Whilst Bianca had us hooked with her dangerous liaison with her mum's lover. How could anyone forget this? Meanwhile, that year, Hardmen, Phil and Grant were having a final showdown at the Thames in preparation for Grant's last appearance in the show. What a dramatic year, but it wasn't over yet.
Well, guess what, Ian? I don't love you.
On the eve of the new millennium, EastEnders proved it still knew how to pull all the punches.
Good on you, girl. I love that moment when you walked away. Now, I've been stopped in the street all week and people have been begging me to get one person on the show. You saw his hand, but we'll reveal his all. Look at this. Yes, ladies. Michael Greco.
Hello, morning.
The girls will go mad for you.
Do they?
Totally mad for you. Now, listen.
My mum does.
I have to say, well, that's nice. I'm pleased your mum does. I have to say, last time I was here, you were in a foul mood and I thought I did something to upset you.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that, was it? It was...
I'm not the best person in the morning, though. Really.
But it was also because you were having hassles from the press at the time. And that's what I want to talk to you about because, you know, being part of EastEnders, you're on 3 times a week. Or 4 times with the omnibus. And hopefully another time. Nobody's letting us know. Nobody's letting us know. But you are in the public eye all the time. I mean, Gillian had her fair share of it as well.
Hi, Jill.
She's still through there in Phil's dining table. How do you cope with it?
It takes a while to get used to, I think. It's a bit daunting at first. All of a sudden become this big famous face and then people want to take your picture, they want to know who you're going out with, blah, 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 where you're going. But I think once you're used to that pressure, it becomes easier. It never becomes easy, but it becomes easier. And I think the best thing is just to get on with people.
Do you find yourself that you're more guarded now about your private life? I mean, is it a case of closing your front door?
Yeah, you can be, but then you can come across as quite arrogant, can't you? And quite sort of don't want to talk to anybody. And I'm not like that. I can gabble on for hours and hours. So yeah, I suppose you do sort of put up your guard a bit.
Okay. Now, so apart from that side of it, how long have you been in EastEnders now?
About 2 months.
No, really, how long?
About 2 years and 3 months.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it. Top job.
Because you were a classically trained actor. Went to a very good drama school, didn't you?
Yes, you went there, didn't you?
Yes. You're much older than me, of course. But she lies. She lies by many years.
Complete lie.
But you
I'm
came
21,
from
you're 22.
Shakespearean roles into EastEnders. Now, I was asking Pam and Tony about this earlier. Was it a difficult decision for you to join a soap?
No, not at all, because I've watched EastEnders since year 1, you know, and I'm a big fan of it and still do watch it. But it wasn't I was unemployed after, I mean, I had 2 weeks left on my contract of this Shakespeare play, and it would have meant unemployment. So there wasn't really any choice. But I wanted to do it anyway.
And how about the future? Because we have read in the papers, none of us know here. Everyone keeps asking me, who's going, who's staying? You know, I certainly don't know. But what's the future for Beppe?
I really don't know. I haven't got a clue. My contract's up soon, and if they want me to stay, then it's up to them. It's not up to me at all. It's up to the producers.
But you're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy, yeah.
I think all the ladies are very happy as well. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you're out there, and all of you on half-term, if you would like to speak to Michael and all the other people that you've seen this morning, then please call this number. It's 0990 100 755, 0990 100 755. But there's loads more as well to come. Just take a look at this. At 11:30, the EastEnders Guide to Parties had a potty on down. 11:35, All Saints say how they feel about EastEnders. At 11:40, postcard competition final. Who'll be going to the Med? And at 10 to 12, talk to the stars. They are all here this morning and you can talk to them.
Well, as we know, Elstree is not only home to EastEnders, it's also home to Top of the Pops, Grange Hill and an awful lot more, to include Holby City. Now, someone who you may recognise, who is actually sitting in the wrong reception because she should be downstairs in Casualty, is, of course, Rebecca Wheatley. Now, Rebecca Wheatley's here for Top of the Pops this evening.
Thank you.
She's been singing, haven't you, my love? Singing away.
Well, I was rehearsing downstairs for Top of the Pops this evening, and the phone was ringing, and I thought, I can't leave that. Holby City will crumble if I don't answer the phone. So I popped up to do a bit of answering the phone just to make sure they were all on their toes.
You're so dedicated, aren't you?
Efficient.
There's not many patients around here, though, is there?
No.
It has to be said.
No.
But now, I have to ask, you weren't an actress before singing, were you?
No, I was a singer. I was a singer principally first, and I've sung in every single kind of venue there possibly ever has been. And they put the song into the show, the Powers That Be at the BBC, and we're number 10 in the charts. And I've got an album coming out March the 13th. Hooray!
Fantastic. So I suppose I'm going to have to go and buy one, aren't I?
You are going to have to go and buy 6.
6?
Yes,
to make sure it stays in the high rates. Now, the song is called what?
The single is called Stay With Me, Baby, that we're doing today.
Anytime you like. You see that? I'll stay with her as long as she wants me to, because she's so lovely. I love her. She's fantastic. I'm sorry.
People think we're friends.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I forget we're not really friends. She's lovely, really. You should see her drinking. It's terrible.
But Stay With Me, Baby was principally for the 2 episodes of Casualty that we filmed, and it was a very sad song, so we did a big torch song.
Right.
And there's lots of good songs in the album as well on March the 13th. So
now, you're here for Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
I've been here all week with Gaby celebrating Happy Birthday EastEnders.
I've been jealous that you've been here doing that.
So you should be. It's been absolutely fab. It's been really good fun. Now, are you a bit of an Eastie fan?
You know I am. We've discussed this before. You know I am.
Now, have you got any ambitions of a role yourself?
You know I have. We talked about this when we were drunk the last time.
Oh,
I thought, but don't tell anyone, I thought that maybe if we got rid of Barbara Windsor.
Easily
because,
done.
you know, yeah, easily done. Just give her on like that, shoot that.
Have you seen her Wheatley?
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I could take over the Queen Victoria pub myself. Can't you see me? Can't you see me? The Queen, putting the Queen back in it. You know, a bit of class behind there.
Absolutely.
Sit me behind that bust.
I'm sure they could.
Gin and tonic on the bar. I can talk common like that.
Behave yourself. So there's no role for me in any of this, is
No.
there?
Well, there's a bit of sweeping around the market area, don't you think? Just a bit of sweepage around the market.
Sweeping. Anyway, I'm going to just ask you to do a little favour, because it is Happy Birthday EastEnders. Do you fancy singing Happy Birthday for us?
What?
You've got a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you. You're being a smoothie.
Please.
Only if you join me, because I hear you do a lovely Marilyn.
Oh,
of
I
an
can do
evening.
Marilyn. Come on,
okay,
let's go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Pucker up, pucker up. Happy birthday, EastEnders. Happy birthday to you. Boop, boop, be doo.
Well, that's great. I'm going to stay with you, and that's the end of that.
Happy birthday.
Snogging. They will snog each other. Good song, though. Like that one. OK, now I'm joined by the writer Debbie, who I've been telling you about all morning, and also Pam and Gillian are also here. Because, in fact, you wrote one of the most powerful things I can remember from EastEnders when Gilly confronted Wilmot Brown.
Yes.
Or Cathy confronted Wilmot Brown.
No, Cathy confronted.
Yes.
It was every writer's dream to have a 3-hander in basically one room, wasn't it? It's like writing a mini play. You know, wonderful. It's a great change from writing.
Now, does that come from you? Or does that come from the producers? I mean, as in the 2-hander. I know you didn't write that, but the 2-hander between you and Barbara Windsor. That was incredible. Half-hour, just 2-hander piece. Does the producer say, OK, this is what we want? Or do you say, hey, I've got an idea? How does the process
Sometimes
work?
a bit of both. Sometimes a bit of both. Sometimes the story demands that it's just those 2 characters or those 3 characters. Sometimes the writer will say, what I really, really want to do is I'd love to set up Pat and Peggy together and just let them explode off each other, you know. So it depends. Sometimes it comes from the story team. there's a lot of input from a lot of people into these things. You just pray that you're one of the writers who gets the good episodes.
Yes, it comes most naturally from the development of a story, of course. You know, you can't just pluck it out of the air, really. So
a story builds to a head, and it needs its sort of climax. Like
Then do you work hands-on with the actors, or you know, how does that sort of script thing? How does it work? Because we have no idea. So can you talk me through a sort of typical way of getting it?
First thing is, I don't really like meeting these guys because I don't want to know. I don't want to know that it's Gilly and Pam.
Yeah.
I want to always remember that it's Kathy and Pat. Right. You see, because they talk and are different to the characters. That's why they're actors, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to stay with the characters because otherwise I start writing Gilly, not Kathy.
That's very interesting.
With a high voice.
I hadn't thought of that, Gilly.
Oh, it's quite difficult, especially when people are very different to their characters. You know, it's quite confusing. But I mean, it's a very complex process. There are story meetings. There's a whole story team that devises stories. Writers put in stories. There are days on end where everybody sits around and fights about them. And and we have bloodletting sessions, right? So who can we kill? You know, and we
Oh, can you tell us? Do we know of any coming up? Can you let us into any sneaky?
It depends who's buying me lunch, really.
I'll buy you lunch. I'll buy you lunch. Does that help? Probably not, because I'm not important enough.
So many lunches. We can never, ever... God, I couldn't tell you that.
Can you tell us anything?
No.
Really can't give us any sneaky anything?
Not about what's happening.
We signed the Official Secrets Act, don't we?
Actually, do you know what? It's really silly that I keep asking, because I don't want to know. Because I do watch it.
It would spoil the surprise.
And I hate it when the papers reveal it, because then you think, oh, I didn't know she was going to die.
And most of the public respond in the same way. They don't like it.
It's very frustrating for a writer when it gets leaked, because you've built up all your climaxes and your punchlines and all the beats in the story, and then the papers reveal it all, and you think, what have I done all this work for?
I know, it is a shame. It is a shame. We asked people for their fantasy storylines on the email. I'm just going to read you two of them. I think all of you would like this. Matt Larkham from Norfolk. My fantasy storyline would be for Vicky Fowler to return as a 16-year-old babe working behind the Vic on a quest to find who is the real father of her younger brother Mark.
We like that.
Isn't that brilliant?
Very nice.
Yeah, hold on to that one.
Yes,
And Keith Allen from London. My fantasy storyline would be for Sharon to return on Phil and Lisa's wedding day, causing Phil to deliberate at the altar.
Yeah, we'll have that one too.
Yeah,
okay. You never know. Do you know what? If you use those ideas, will you let them know?
Oh, of course. If we, I mean, I am not promising anything here.
No,
but
I know.
They're all lovely ideas. Yes. I mean, it's great. Sometimes you find the audience have better ideas than we do.
I like the one about the little Fowler girl.
Yes,
lovely. Debbie, thank you very, very much indeed. I'm going to walk off with a writer's guide, because if I can't be in EastEnders, as Mal said, I might write one. You never know. It will be, can I please be in EastEnders? That's what I'll write. Anyway. Thank you very, very much. It's been lovely to meet you. Now it's time to go over to the E20, where Jeremy's with Natalie.
Hello there. Well, what can I say? Hot foot from Holby, and yes, propping up yet another bar. But at long last, I was stood up on Tuesday, Billy no mates I was. Lucy has finally decided to join me. Here I am with Lucy Speed, alias Natalie. Well, hello there, finally.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now, have you been having a hectic schedule this week, filming?
Yeah, pretty much. I just clashed with your schedules really a bit, because I've been doing a lot of mornings really, but I've had some afternoons off, so it's been nice.
Natalie's had some quite racy sort of storylines, hasn't she? We've seen lots of character changes with Natalie since she came into the square. She was quite sort of nosy into everybody's business.
A bit feisty at the beginning, wasn't she?
She was. And what's happening to her now?
Now she's kind of just old married woman, isn't she?
She is. I'm getting a bit worried about all this business with Barry, though. He seems to have a libido like nobody's business,
Oh,
doesn't
he's terrible. He's a right goer.
Yes, I mean, you were caught
I'm having a fantastic time.
There you are, rolling in those sheets in the Queen Vic the other night. It's enough to put me off my cornflakes the next morning.
Oh.
Wasn't it? So does that mean that Natalie's going to become a mum?
No.
Oh, it doesn't? You sure about that?
No.
No. So you don't want to be,
I don't
want to be the mother of Barry's babies?
I don't know. I don't want to be pregnant just yet, because I think there's other storylines they can go into, but we don't know.
So you're a little bit sort of homeless as well, aren't you, at the moment? What's going to happen there,
Homeless, jobless, but I've got my man.
You're quite happy with your man,
Yeah,
though?
love conquers all.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? I'm very pleased you've managed to join us. I hope you're going to stick around for the phone-in a little bit later on.
I certainly will.
That's fantastic. Now, a lot of people have talked about EastEnders being true to life and perhaps a little bit boring on occasions, but my lord, do they know how to party. Here is EastEnders' guide to partying. Enjoy it.
Though it hurts to go away, it's impossible to stay. But there's one thing I must say before I go. I love you. I love you. You know, I'll be thinking of you in most everything I do. Now the time is moving on, and I really should be gone, but you keep me hanging on for one more smile. I love you, all the while. With your cute little way, will you promise that you'll say, what the hell is going on here? Kisses for me, save all your kisses for me. Bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. Don't cry, honey, don't cry. Gonna walk out the door.
Give me patience, Lord.
Kisses for me.
Excuse me. Go on, don't mind me, you just carry on.
What's wrong with you?
You're just a bunch of hypocrites, none of you even like me. No, you've just been dragged in to make up the numbers.
That's true, actually.
The only real friend I had was Tiffany. No, you can't crash my party. Beppe, throw her out.
Oh, didn't he tell you? I booked a table ages ago.
You what?
Yeah. Joint party. What a coincidence, eh? Happy birthday, Tracy.
Now we can just take a little picture. Smile, girls.
Bit. Crap.
Thank you very much. Now, swingers, back to the music. Oh, where are you going?
Mind your own business.
Oh, like that, is it?
You'll be hearing from my solicitor.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me using the upstairs lobby, but there's a strange man in our one.
Well, let's not get bitter and twisted about it, shall we?
Divorce was what you wanted, mate. Divorce is exactly what you're gonna get.
So where are you going to be staying?
Somewhere you can't find me.
You all right?
You found your friend. Well, I'm glad someone's talking. It's divorce in the back corridor.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. C. I don't know what to say.
Oh, you're all invited, since it was your idea.
What was our idea?
A party.
Dots.
Oh, you boys will have to wait for the next game.
Do you think that's enough? Better safe than sorry. Lads, you've got to help. She'll have us playing Pokemon's Knock in a minute. All in there, Nigel.
Turn the music up. What about the neighbours, Doc? Oh, they'll be all right. Party, innit?
I don't think we needed that last bottle.
No, I moved the
I'm a Valentine.
Baby, take off your coat. Real slow. You can leave your hat on. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic reaction when they're all watching that. It was brilliant. Oh, do you remember that one? We're here in Giuseppe's and we're about to reveal the competition. OK, we've been telling you all week, I've been getting postcards from some of the ex-Easties. Now, if you can remember, we wanted to know what they all had in common. Here's a picture of all of them. First of all, on Monday we had from Angie, Tuesday from Nigel, Wednesday from Sharon, Thursday from Grunt. And they all actually, yes, I know they were all in EastEnders. That's not the answer we wanted. I knew they all sent me a postcard. That wasn't the answer either. The answer was they all worked in the Queen Vic. That was the answer to the question, you see. That's what it was. Very clever, very subtle. But now I'm going to hand over to Jeremy.
You certainly are, Gaby, because, yes, it is payback time. Dun, 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 at last. She did Question of EastEnders on me, and it's now my turn to turn the tides on Gaby. Now, we all know that Gaby is definitely one of the country's leading Easties fans, but this is how the competition is going to work. Basically, we've managed to pick three winners, three finalists randomly from our computer system, and they're going to be coming on the line in just a minute. And I'm going to ask Gaby 15 crucial and quite difficult questions about EastEnders.
That's not fair.
15. Our callers are going to have to guess exactly how many questions Gaby's going to get right. Now, if someone doesn't manage to guess exactly how many she gets, the closest to the answer, so what we're basically working it is, if Gaby guesses 10 answers correctly.
You'd be lucky.
And we have 2 callers that have said 11 and 9. The person who says 9 is the winner. So it's the one who picks the correct answer, lowest or nearest to Gaby's
That sounds very confusing.
Very confusing. So basically, it is very confusing. I hope you're all understanding that. So there we go. So we'd like now to speak to caller number 1, who I believe is Angela.
Hello.
Hello there, Angela. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Congratulations on getting through to this final round.
Thank you.
So if you're going on the cruise, who are you going to take with you?
One of my friends.
Right. So how many do you think Gaby is going to get right? Out of 15?
Uh-huh.
How many?
12.
12.
Oh.
Right. Okay, so Gillian's now writing that
She
down.
did this on a show years ago, yeah, on Safari.
On Safari, did you really? Okay, now we're going to go to line 2, who I believe is Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Well done, you've got through 2.
Cool.
Now, tell me, how many do you think Gaby's going to get right out of 15? And you can't say 12.
11.
11. Oh, that's a close one. And then finally, on line 3, we have Heather. Hello, Heather. Heather in Manchester, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello there,
hi,
Heather. It's good to have you with us. Well done for getting through. How many do you think Gaby's going to get right?
13.
13.
Oh my, you
well,
are so confident.
Is the pressure on?
All right.
Now, here we go. So,
good luck, girls.
Eyes down. This is going to be your start for 10, but before we start,
Excuse me,
June
what's
on the
this
bell.
What do I
You
do
ding
with
the
it?
bell and I start the
You're
question.
the dinger. Right, shall I ding?
Ding away. Okay, question number 1. Name the East End family that these props relate to. A bottle of gin, a diamond tiara, and finally, a bunch of daffs.
What?
Well done, the answer is correct, it is indeed. Angie Watts drank gin, Den was shot by daffodils, and Sharon's nickname was
Little Princess.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, thank you. Question 2. Name 3 East End dogs.
Rowley, Wellard and Willie.
Well done, fantastic, that's correct. Okay, question number 3. Who used to sell jumpers on the market?
Yeah, Cat.
Cat is here with us. Question number 4. What street do Irene and Terry live on?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh! Call yourself an
George
EastEnders
Street.
fan.
Oh,
She
no.
lives on George Street, so
They're
that's
taking
one
you
wrong.
on the cruise, you know.
Okay, so number 5. What was the name of the cocktail bar that Den ran after leaving the ship? Strokes. Well done. You can have that one because that was very, very close.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Question number 6. How many million people tuned in to the very first episode of EastEnders?
I know this because it was on the album. It was on the EastEnders thing.
What's
it was
the answer?
16 or
Pressure's
17,
on,
16,
pressure's on.
17, 17 million, 17 million.
Well done. The answer is correct.
Oh, she's very good.
So question number 7. Here we go.
I feel a bit sick.
What was the name of Arthur Fowler's mistress?
Mrs. Hewitt.
Well done. She's
Well
good,
done.
isn't she, everybody,
Yes.
eh? She's too good at this. It's getting annoying now. Number 8. Where was Den and Michelle's secret meeting place?
Oh, that was on the towpath, and also they used to go under the bridge
You're
on the canal.
unbelievable. The answer here says the towpath. And we thought you weren't going to get that one. Still.
Oh no, everyone knows that one.
Now you're caught now. This is where we get you. Number 9. Sing a line from Nick Berry's #1 hit, Every Loser Wins. However, you cannot sing Every Loser Wins. Whatever goes on from there.
La la la, dream begins. La 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 la.
Now, what was that about? What was the bit before the dream begins?
Every loser wins. La 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 la.
Yeah, that's great, but we need to hear the words.
Words, Gaby,
The words, Gaby, not the tune.
Come on, Gaby.
So it's every loser wins once
Once
the dream begins. In time you'll see, fate holds the key. Well done, you see.
Scary.
Well done, you see. Gillian knew the answer.
Let's do it.
Okay, number 10. How did Pauline travel to the hospital when she was went into labour with Martin?
Did she have him at home?
She didn't know. She went in a taxi to the hospital.
All right.
Oh.
Everyone goes
Okay.
They
Number
go everywhere in
11.
taxi.
Or a bell.
Name Eddie Royal's murderer.
Oh, Nick Cotton.
Yes, I'm afraid
Oh,
so.
that's very bad. You need to keep a grip on him, quite
Are you
frankly,
keeping
June.
score of how many got right?
No, we're hoping someone somewhere else is doing that. Yeah, someone's keeping a score of, don't worry.
That's too
Okay,
wrong.
number 12.
going
Name
to
the
cruise, I don't
kittens. Name the kittens that Andy and Debbie had.
Oh, we had that in the VT yesterday, Starsky and Hutch.
Well done. Excellent. Okay. Number 13. Now, you're not
I
allowed
wouldn't
to
know
help
that either.
here. You're
No.
not allowed to
No,
help.
you're
okay?
starting
No
to
helping,
I won't
June.
know.
Please tell me how you spell Papadopoulos.
No.
You can't?
No.
Not at all. OK, well, according to this, come on then, Jude, can you do it?
Well, I think it's P-O, I think it's one P, Papa, A-D-O dot.
M-I double S-I double S-I double P, yeah.